You guys got me one more time. I thought I was done last week.
All right, go, man. What's this one feel like?
God, it's unbelievable, man. Just going out. It's funny. There's this old saying that Coach Tuvell, the Bettendorf Bulldogs, used to say. Back, I remember when I was in 8th grade, he came in and talked to like the group of freshmen who were working out, and he said, "You're only as good as your last game." So it feels good to go out with a win.
How are you guys able to do it?
TELS, baby. That's the O-line motto. And no, I can't tell you what it means. Sorry, guys.
Just the way you guys were able to run the ball, really dominate up front. Talk about that performance. Just the way Chris kind of took over as quarterback.
Chris grew up. He grew up last week and he grew up this week. That guy was cool, calm, and collective. That's going to be a rough one for Big Sky foes in the future. I said all season that I'm a little disappointed that I don't get to be a part of the future anymore, But it feels good to go out with a nasty, hard-nosed win up front.
Do you guys know you're going to be able to dominate the line of scrimmage like you did?
I can't. You don't ever say you know that, but we came in with the confidence. We had worked on that all week. You don't ever just come into Washington Grizzly and expect to blow guys off the ball. Like, that's not how it goes. And that's they made their plays too. It's not like we just knocked them off the ball the entire game. That's not how it went. They played a hard-fought game. Hat off to a lot of those seniors. I know those guys. Hung out with them in the past. They're great guys. You got Caleb, All-American, great ball player. I wish old Benny Wire could have suited up. Guy's a stud. Got a lot of respect for him and the way he handles himself. And then obviously the man himself, Worm, Zach Peavy. That kid's he's a fighter, man. I got a lot of respect for those guys. And I wish them the best in the future.
JP, a couple of those big runs in the third quarter, Lassane had one and Gunnar Brecky. I mean, are they different plays or just plays that worked in the second half, not in the first?
I think it was just sometimes, the offense executes and sometimes the defense executes, because we ran those plays multiple times, and I can vividly remember 2 of them being TFLs. So that's kind of the name of the game in a game like this. When one team executes, things go the right way, and then when you don't execute, it's going to go the other team's way. It's a hard-fought rivalry game. That was that one. Coach Mess has had that one up his sleeve all year. We were kind of wondering when that one was going to come out, and I remember Coach Cho came up to me. He said, "You get your ass in a 4-point stance and blow off the ball like it's coming right behind you." I don't know what else to tell you. That's how it went, And luckily it worked in our favor.
On the draw play that Chris scored on, the long one, do you remember that play?
I do, yes.
Pancaked the guy pretty hard.
Yeah.
What was your responsibility on that? How were you able to get out?
Responsibility was just slide protection right. We ID'd the Mike as number 10. The goal from there is to get your hands on them and run your feet, because they eventually started to pick up on the draw, obviously. They started picking up on the draw, and so they would kind of spy it, So I remember Coach Armstrong telling me, "Hey, run your feet. Come out, get your hands on them and run your feet." And that's just kind of how it went. We executed and went our way.
Talk about the final drive of the game, holding the ball for 6 minutes and 20 seconds, I think. It's kind of a drive you've been looking for all year to close out games, and here you get it.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, that's exactly. I think you put it into a great words right there. Like that's yeah.
Great job.
Yeah, that's we've been looking. Like I've said all year, we're young and we're developing and we're coming along, and finally, we grew up. We came to play. I mean, think about it. You got 2 freshmen. Okay, you got a true sophomore center on that offensive line, who should be a redshirt freshman. You got a redshirt freshman at right tackle. Then you got 2 redshirt juniors playing the ball, that have never started a game until this year, and so it did take us a little while to grow up, but there it was. You showed in that last drive.
JP, I'm sure you saw Brownlow come screaming off the pile in the goal line stand. What was this day like for him, being a Missoula guy, and then what was it like from the time he got hurt to the end?
I had the utmost respect for Matt. I remember actually this Sunday, Coach Cho, he always names 2 captains from the captain to 7 that we elected, and then he names a game captain. And he named me the game captain, Chad and Gunnar the actual captains for the game. And I remember I grabbed him right after the meeting. I said, "Coach, this is Matt's game. You got to let him walk out there one last time in front of his hometown." Coach looked at me and said, "I got you." Matt came. He came to play today. Obviously, very, very sad. You never like to see. I was in that situation last year, so I know exactly how he feels. But at least we're bringing home the Great Divide Trophy this year.
Going out like this is a dream come true. 5 years ago, this is what I came here to do, and we got it done today. Just a great collective effort from our team. You want to talk about a team win, and that's it. Offensive, defensively, special teams wise, we were able to execute our game plan and do the things that we wanted to do as far as run the ball. I don't know how many we ended with, but I know that we were able to run the ball.
Can you take us inside that time out there at the end? Were you expecting to get the ball there in 4th and 1?
When we went into the huddle, I think everyone was kind of expecting me to get the ball, and I think that's why that play ended up working. We called the play, and I like the call. Obviously, Sully's a great player. Had so much confidence in him. I knew that even if they sniffed that play out and covered him, he was going to catch the ball. So I knew we were going to get that first down, and we were able to execute that play. And Chris did a great job getting it out quick. And, how about Chris? Anyway, the rest of the game, but yeah, it was a good play call by Courtney.
Chad, they've gotten the best of you over the last couple of years, and with the way this season's going, does this feel like salvages a little bit of the season for you? You guys can go out with some smiles.
This is the season. We get to go out as winners, get to win the Cat-Griz game. Like I said, this is what I came here to do, beat the Grizz, and got that done. They don't get to play in the playoffs now. We get to go home. We're going to go home, but they are too. That makes it even sweeter. So, just an awesome feeling right now.
Can you talk generally about Chris and about that final drive as well? You guys bled the final 6 minutes, 20 seconds off the clock.
Yeah. Chris, in general, 18-year-old kid, just turned 18. True freshman, never been here. One of the most hostile environments in, for sure, FCS football, if not all of college football. Comes out here and is so poised. You'd think he was a fifth-year senior the way he played. Came out and was able to use his God-given ability as far as running the ball, and he took care of the ball. You saw him every round with 2 arms over the football. Something he was coached to do this week. Something he emphasized every day at practice. And he came out and played so well. And then in that last drive, before the drive started, you could look at every single O-lineman's eyes, and there was no doubt in my mind that I was going to have lanes to run through. Chris was going to have lanes to run through. Whoever had the ball at gunner was going to have lanes to run through. And they went out and executed. They moved those guys off the ball and did an awesome job as always.
Well, that quarterback drop where you guys were running, where I guess maybe not even a drop, but hit big to you, and then you'd be the lead blocker. What's your mindset on that? You haven't done that in a while, so what was that like?
Going into this game, I didn't want to leave anything in my tank. Today I asked to be on all the special teams and things like that, so just going back into the mindset of that blocking mode. It's super fun today. I love being able to do it. I think it's one of the greatest feelings, being able to make things happen for your teammates. And then you get to the sideline, it's like they acknowledge, it's like, hey man, that was a great block. That's a great feeling. Obviously scoring a touchdown here is a great feeling, but that's right up there.
You guys seem really confident coming into this game.
What's that?
You guys seem really confident all week coming into this game. How are you guys able to manifest that confidence?
Winning last week helped. Not turning the ball over last week helped. We were able to just build confidence this week, and I think just the preparation we had this week, getting a bunch of extra time in. Our group watched a ton of film this week. We knew what they wanted to do defensively. Chris was always in there all week. He knew what they wanted to do defensively. defensively, those guys were prepared. You want to talk about prepared? Those guys were prepared today, and I think being prepared breeds that confidence, and really when you know what's going on, it lets you play fast and play confident.